to Bodanu. It's going to be quite the walk away. Let's see if we can find a shortcut, which will take us over there. I'll need to check the map when we make it down the mountain. I'm sure that will probably take us up. Yeah, let's cross the bridge. We'll pop past Kranos. We'll take in the vista.
Yeah. My YouTube stream has just died. What's going on there?
I believe that some of the stream is being reset at the moment, so if anyone does cut out, it will be back momentarily.
Right, okay. Oh, yes, I think I'm back. Yep.
There's Loch Lannig over there on the right, and this we'll walk through the palm of this giant stone hand. And then, if I'm not mistaken, we are on the way to Bodanu. Yeah, I can hear the sea now. Here we are.
So we've got a few crosses off on the map there as well. It's satisfying to see.
Yeah, that's lovely. Yeah, one at Osseous, one at Belenus. I'd like to get a third one at Bodanu. We'll see how well we can go with it. So I think...
going on what I said earlier about wanting to send a message to people that it's not easy, I'm secretly rooting for this to be a catastrophic failure.
Oh, I can't let that happen, Mark. I can't let that happen. Well, you know what? Let's put our best foot forward. We'll go in with Mavis. I'll try not to fall off any rafts this time. And we'll see if Mavis can make Erie feel a little bit better about leaving her friend behind. Wow, we have a lot we can take in.
Yeah, so even if you do have a warrior that is weaker, let's say you've lost 7 of your warriors and you're down to just 1 left, there's nothing stopping you from packing them with items like a mule and just using items to force your way through the majority of the worst part of a dungeon, or saving them till a god fight. Some of them can be really powerful and can just make it a lot easier for you.
Yeah, definitely. Like we saw with the willow bark earlier, increasing the potential vigor. Definitely worth boosting a fearful warrior if they're having problems with the deity, the visions, and being terrorized. But let's take maybe seeing it as is. I love the orange and pink as well. So Bodanu Part 2. We will free Blair.
That nice long reach on the heavy attack.
Oh, we woke up this one. That was not intended.
So I'll give you a little bit of a hint about these giant walrus characters.
Yeah.
If you see them get angry and bash their anchor on the floor, they're actually powering themselves up, so you'll see them panting hard and the little air coming out of the nostrils. I would advise just avoid them while they're in that state. Don't
Back
want to try
away.
and fight them, because they'll calm down and then you can fight them on a slightly more easier term. So again, it's one of those things that you need to kind of keep an eye out and realise, and then all of a sudden you've got a new piece of advice, a new weapon in your armour to take them out more easily.
Thank you for that. Yeah, back away from the angry walrus. Definitely.
That also applies in life as well.
Yeah. Things do feel a little bit smoother now we've got Mavis at the helm. I'm feeling good about this. I know you're you would rather I don't succeed with this one, but I haven't met the god yet, the goddess. So we'll see if I can if I can get through that. Oh no!
So I guess I have to make it clear to people that this is I'm a bit of a stuck record on it, but it is this idea of we're setting up a labyrinth of many different ways for you to die, and we're not going to help you out along the way. because we want you to help yourself and further yourself and feel the satisfaction as a result. So yes, if you go into it expecting an easy ride, then you are going to find a lot of frustration. But the way it pays off is in finally beating those challenges and feeling satisfied as a result of it.
Oh yeah, certainly. Like just with the first two, you know, we could have easily spent our entire clan party just trying to progress through, trying to free our fallen comrades, you know, and yeah, we could have frittered everyone away. But taking a break, like you say,
people do as well.
Yeah, making those choices to go elsewhere.
Yeah, sometimes the right decision is, unfortunately, to just leave a few people behind. Life isn't fair.
Oh, I managed to parry him right off the edge.
Nice.
I defaulted to that small attack. I don't think that was the best move there. Didn't do me too well.
Instinct is to just keep mashing the quick attacks. But as you get more familiar with the dungeons and the weapons, you start to feel a bit calmer, and as a result, you start to be a little bit more sort of measured in your attacks. And you will find you absolutely start to deal more damage and take less damage without ever having sort of something help you out.
No, certainly. It's if I can keep them at a distance, utilise what the spear is strongest at. It's distance building damage, and if I can
throwing
keep
things from afar as well.
Yeah, definitely.
We've designed the sort of combat system to be something that you can very easily just pick up and start playing with. It's just light attacks, heavy attacks. They've all got the same sort of verbs, so to speak. They can all do the same things, the ground attacks. But how you use them is the difference between these things. So, like in the spear's case, use the heavy attack rather than the light attack. Whereas, for example, at the twin weapons, you're better off using light attacks a lot of the time because you can just dodge out of those nice and quick. So it's learning the best ways rather than learning new combos or anything like that.
Just keeping up a flurry of those small attacks.
Yeah.
You know what? If I didn't have that enhanced bloodlust generation, I would have been a goner there for sure.
Yeah.
That was not my finest hour. But like you said, this is one of the mid-range ones, and although as buffed as my warrior is, she hasn't got the best weapon at the moment.
I suppose the other thing I should have warned you about as well is the more you send some warriors through dungeons, the more likely they are to have some issues arise in terms of injuries and exhaustion. So you might start to see some stories develop on Mavis whereby she's just absolutely ruined. So you won't necessarily be able to use her in every dungeon if she is starting to prove to be your best warrior.
I was not aware of that, so that's definitely something we have to keep an eye on. The fortitude.
Your way.
All right, we'll stay in the middle of the boat. We're not getting towards the edges at all. That was a terrible idea. Much better.
Excellent. So now you're going to find yourself at what is the end of the world, basically this giant waterfall that disappears off into nothingness, basically. And this is her prison where she keeps all of the sailors that dare to tread across the open oceans, imprisoned within these sort of these boat prisons that are on the walls, like mollusks and clams.
So we've drifted to the ends of the world. Damn. Oh, that was ill-advised. Let's see what the scroll says. More powerful attacks will interrupt an opponent if it is weaker. Okay. So yeah, these scrolls littered throughout the realms. Invaluable advice. And I missed that jump entirely.
Yeah, so these little scrolls and the scribes that are carrying the little snippets of lore actually sort of they link back to the knowledge dungeon belonging to Kranos. So again, this is this thing that I was saying about we wanted to try and make sure we've got a fully realised world here. You don't need to know anything about it to play it and go through it, but if you want to ask questions of it, it will start to give back answers. So these scribes are out looking for knowledge to serve their master Kranos, who is the god of all knowledge and the keeper of the Ogham secrets. So they're out collecting these things, and some of them have perished along the way, and that's why these little snippets of knowledge are scattered around all of the other dungeons.
That's really interesting. I had no idea that they were actually Kranos' vassals who just travelled into the realms of other gods. That is very cool.
So there's a reason for everything wherever we can possibly manage it. It doesn't necessarily sort of make the game any easier, or it doesn't change anything in the way the game plays. But I really like a game that feels like a complete imagined world and nothing is left up to fill in the blanks yourself. All of the little questions that you've got have some sort of reasoning behind them, and I really enjoy writing the stuff that does that. And I think it feels nicer as a world to explore something that feels like it's got a history to it.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's an incredibly rich world. Just understanding some of the lore that you've been able to explain to us tonight, and of course the snippets that we've been able to pick up along the way, and of course the visual stories that it's telling as well. Incredibly rich world. Absolutely fantastic.
And then on top of that, you've just got all these Nicolas Cage-like warriors having a barroom brawl, running past all of it.
I would not have thought Nicolas Cage to have been so integral.
That level of melodrama and sort of just enjoying the absurdity of a location, I think he sums it up beautifully. The Raw system, I think, sums up his sort of overacting style that I think people started to mock, but then actually started to really like and enjoy and sort of enjoy that kind of stuff. So this idea of these warriors that their health is actually more just, it's about how willing they are to just keep going. The Raw system is from this idea of, in a film, you often see a hero who kind of looks like they're almost beaten down, and then the sort of antagonist says something to them and it gets them G'd up, and all of a sudden all of the emotions burst out of them. They let out a gigantic roar and just fight one more time to save whoever it is that they're after, or to defuse the nuclear bomb. And it's like, well, hang on, why don't we make that the way that our warriors earn back their stuff, their vigour to keep on fighting? So as long as they can stir their emotions enough to channel all of the hurt that's happened to them, then they can keep on going. And that in turn means, even if you're down to almost defeated, if you can get stuck in and hit some people and earn some blood loss, you can get back in the fight with one gigantic roar.
I love hearing you explain it to go from concept to how it's been implemented on here, and it fits really well. You know, the fact that you're fighting, you're getting these nicks, you're getting hit, but the moment you start fighting back, you start building up this bloodlust, you roar, you get all that vigor and impetus back, and just, oh no, absolutely brilliant. I've seen some what looks like people stuck behind kind of like say these limpet kind of boat fixtures against the wall. We can see them over here.
They're all prisoners, all sailors that have dared to stray too close to the edge of the world, have been imprisoned by Boadanu. Poor suffering souls.
Oh, it's one of these big guys again.
Yeah.
Alright, I need to back away a little bit. So you say when he slams his hammer on the ground... Ooh.
Yeah.
There's something over there. Let's have a look. I'm going to go this way first, I think. Oh, that'll just drop me down. Okay, there's some more vassals over here. I think I'll dispatch them.
You're almost at the end, so don't blow it now.
I will try.
You'd be surprised how many times it does happen as well.
I have no knowledge about how this god fights, so I could just walk in there and just not get it. I'll lose Mavis. I'll be distraught. Okay, so down here, I think. I feel. Nope. Is there anything over here? Doesn't look it. Okay.
Excellent stuff.
Ooh. Good dodge, Mavis. Good job.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Last fight.
Okay, don't stand on that side.
I should probably be quiet while you're fighting.
Oh, damn. Surrounded.
Yeah, you gotta watch out for these guys. Ragdoll never gets it's always great to see.
There are so many of these minions. Oh my god. Wow. I got swamped. Mavis. No.
Oh no, did we lose? Oh, we've lost Mavis.
No. Oh, Mavis.
And the story takes a turn. What was looking like it was going to be an easy walkthrough. I think you've shown Godswall Fall for exactly what it is right there.
Yeah. Oh,
Turn on time and screw you.
I only take a minute for that. That's devastating. Oh no. Ooh.
This is the moment where you stand up and go and make a cup of tea.
Okay, I'm gonna sip
But
water.
it's not over.
No, by far.
I
Still
mean, we
5
knew that
left.
was a middle of the road one. We've still got, what, 5 warriors? A few of them have got some skills. A few of them have got some better weapons, I think.
Yeah. If we have a look.
And we know if these are the tougher ones, then there's still an easy one out there somewhere.
You know what?
And some slightly lower strength ones. So
Let's give it another quick go.
difficult decisions is always the sort of we've got a bit of a buff there as well. Difficult decisions has been a sort of key part of the way we've been designing this. I believe strongly that choices and decisions are a really sort of integral part of games and what makes them satisfying at the end of the day. If you didn't have any decisions to make, it basically wouldn't be a game, would it? It'd be a book or a movie. So the more we can give you something interesting to make a decision on, the more you feel that what happened as a result of that is down to you and your sort of your smarts, effectively, at the end of the day. I think it's important to remember if it all goes wrong, maybe that was your fault as well.
Yes, I was a victim of my own hubris. I'm thinking Mavis, she's strong. She's going to be able to take on anything that we find in there. We'd already lost Blair to it. We'd taken down Osseous and Belenos, and I was feeling that I'd get my third tonight. And it's just been ripped away. But we still have time. I think we should probably give another go at one more. Although I've got 2 dots currently in Boadanu, so we've got 2 imprisoned. Yeah. So, I'm feeling we'll give Morrigan a quick go. Because we got that...
Yeah, you did get Morrigan Steel.
Precisely. I got that Morrigan Steel. So, I want to see what we can do with that.
Yeah, so this is another one of these ones that seems innocuous to begin with, but once you start to learn where they're useful, you've suddenly got a toolkit of sort of ideas and understandings that help you out an awful lot more. So whilst sort of failing in a game, hitting the game over the screen and starting a fresh one does mean you are completely back to square one, you're actually leveled up personally rather than your little squad of warriors is leveled up because you now have hopefully a little bit more information. So in this case, I'm leveling everybody up by telling them exactly how this works. Morrigan is the god of war, and this location is full of these forges that actually belong to a god that used to live there before her. And these forges you can actually engage your warrior with and throw your weapon into them. And this is a literal sort of casino roulette machine. Throwing your weapon into this furnace will sort of send it through the system and will potentially upgrade it for you. And there are a number of these things, so you can keep on using them. But it also might downgrade the weapon for you as well.
Oh,
so whether or not you want to take the risk is up to you. You can certainly try it at the start. You certainly should try it if you've got a low tier weapon because there's not much to lose. But then there's also a super forge that is later on in the level, and it needs an item. Perhaps it's the Morrigan steel ingot that you have on you. So you might choose to equip somebody with that and send them in and see if they can use it in there, as long as they get that far.
Sound advice, and we'll see if we can make it to this legendary super forge. So we are at the gates of Morrigan's realm. Yeah, you definitely warlike with these enormous kind of bronze swords out here. So who should we take in? We've got Duff. He's got a bronze mace. So I reckon that could be upgraded quite a bit. We've got Eerie again, bronze sword. Whistler, Malcolm. Okay, Kylie is still suffering from the loss of Blair, so two failures at trying to free Blair, and now Mavis. I don't think I'll take Kylie in. We didn't get any kind of storyline or flavour text to have anyone with any kind of grudge or fear, so I think...
You've got some skills on these warriors as well. So, Hidden Rage, I'm trying to think what Hidden Rage is. Can't remember off the back of my head. Fearless Starter, that's quite a nice one. So Fearless Starter is one that, I think we encountered it earlier. It's they do extra damage right from the start up until the moment that they take a hit. So if, let's say, you have something like a spear that allows you to keep your distance quite a lot, that can prove a really effective combination.
Okay.
It's your decision.
Well, we've got Fearless Starter, we've got Eerie, she's got a bronze sword, and she's got not the highest figure, but you know, if I can succeed in Morrigan's realm and get her stats up, then Eerie will be on par with Whistler, or maybe with Malcolm and Duff. And Kylie, poor Kylie, I don't know what we'll do with her at the moment, but I might give Eerie a go. I think I'm going to give Eerie a go, and we'll take in the Morrigan steel ingots.
Yes, don't forget to pack it.
Yes, in my pocket, weighing down my pocket.
Do you know what? Oh, it's too late now. I'm just thinking perhaps it might have been a good idea to give her a few other items as well to kind of protect your investment.
That's a good show.
Improve your chances of getting all the way through to that super forge. Maybe it would have, but it's too late now. She's gone in with the ingot and nothing else.
No, you're quite right. You're quite right. It's that old kind of tellish from like just gathering all the items as you play along the game, just never using them. And I'm definitely finding out that I should be taking some items with me just to ensure that like you say, protect my investment. We'll see.
So yes, I think, did we say she's got Fearless Starter? So yes, don't get hit.
Yeah, I'll try. I can't keep myself at a distance with her, unfortunately, but... Oh, no. Too late. I got hit. Oh, God, there's two of them. Trying to back up a bit. Let's see if we can find any more throwables. Well, that might be it. Oh, wow. This is not faring well. Oh, wow.
Oh, no.
Bye, Eerie.
Oh, no.
No, she was not well enough equipped for that. Oh, no.
Oh, she's blaming Eerie. It's her fault.
No, it was me. It was entirely me. I got no parries out on there, and yeah.
I should use the small forge either.
No, and I've lost my ingot as well, haven't I?
Yes, I'm afraid so.
Okay, we're going to give Duff a go. I'm going to go in with Duff.
How much longer have we got left?
That's a good point, actually.
If we've not got much time left, I would say equip him with everything. Let's just stack him to the nines.
Wow. Okay, let's do it. So we'll take the Willow's Bark, take the Beetle Snuff, Bone Rune, movement speeds.
Shield is very effective.
A shield. Excellent.
That is something that you just equip it, and he basically holds it out in front of himself, and any attacks that come in from the front will be absorbed by the shield. But it has a limited amount of durability, so it will eventually smash. But it just kind of means, you can avoid a lot of damage early on, so it can be quite a game changer.
Oh, fantastic. Oh, I accidentally used one of my items already, but we've got more vigour now. The shield's out.
bone rune is quite useful if you've got a large group of enemies coming at you. Drop it down on the floor and then back away from it and let them all muller themselves.
Oh, nice. I will bear that in mind if I get swamped again like I did in, in the boat realm.
Well, the willow bark has helped out your vigor bar immensely.
Definitely. Back up on top, back up on top. So, I think this is the first forge, isn't it?
Yes.
So the forge still glows with life. I'm going to cast my weapon in, and we'll see what happens. Ah, excellent, excellent. We got an improvement. Glinting in the beams like your weapon emerges stronger and sharper than before. Fantastic.
Great. Things are turning around.
Things are looking good. Oh wow, that was...
This is what we're going for, is this idea of sort of, in any great adventure and sort of story, it's not just heroics all the way, it's not winning all the way. There's always this ebb and flow and these peaks and troughs, and the fact that things can come back from the brink at any moment. So yeah, this is, you're starting to see some of these systems that we've worked in to create these moments.
No, totally, absolutely. I accidentally equipped the forge while I was in mid-combat, so it looks as though we're going to try and upgrade another weapon. Shall I?
I think we might have actually got a safety on that, so everybody stops for you. It's probably the one time we're actually being kind to the player. The rest of the time we're just beating you down.
Cutthroat, cutthroat. Shall I enhance my weapon further again? You know what? I'm feeling relatively unlucky, but I'm going to give it a go anyway. We got the first upgrade. We'll see if we can get another one. No. Oh, it's weaker again. Oh. What are you doing to me, Forge? Oh, and we're straight back into combat. Well, like you said, it's a casino with that, isn't it? It's you've got to gamble as to whether it's to even have an opportunity. So I saw this chain break, and rather snap. So give it a whack. Ah.
So a little tip for you on this weapon that you've got. You've got a heavy mace. Sorry, a sort of regular mace. The heavy attack of that knocks enemies down in a single blow, and the ground attack for this weapon does more damage than any of the other ones. So it's in your best interest to try and single out enemies, knock them down, and then do the ground attack on them if possible, because you will deal with them a lot quicker that way.
Thank you for that advice. These minions I'm fighting, they're glowing occasionally.
Yeah, so this is another one of the little quirks, because we've tried to get as many sort of unique little elements into each of these dungeons, so you're not just fighting through the same gameplay elements each and every time. In this location, there's a bit of backstory to Morrigan about her originally being the god of wind, but she is now the god of war. But these winds that run through these giant forges enhance the actual vassals and creatures within, just like it would if you blew on hot coals. They start to sort of fire up and flame up. So this is another thing to pay attention to see it in action. And if you are in one of these wind channels and fighting some vassals, it might be a good idea to try and lead them out of the wind into somewhere where there's some shelter, and you won't take as much damage from them.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, just like you'd be stoking up a fire, of course, that literally happens to these vassals. Brilliant. Oh wow, yeah. That's ingenious. I love it. I think I'm gonna take another roll of the dice with this forge, Mark. I'm gonna give it another go. Fingers crossed. I'm gonna get. Oh no! It's even worse now. It was worse than before I came in. Oh, that is.
I think you're actually okay, wasn't it? I think if it was a tier 1 to begin with, you can't go any lower than that. It's again one of those rare moments we're being fair to you.
Yeah.
So okay.
No, it was a bronze mace, but now it's an old mace. Oh, more devastation. It is not my luck tonight. Oh. Wow. Is this that super forge you were talking about, Mark?
This is the Super Forge.
Oh no! Oh. I'm so upset with myself. Next time. If I'm victorious against Morrigan, will I get the items that I have equipped returned as well from my rescued clansmen?
Yes, you will do, but you won't be able to go back into this dungeon because
Oh,
it will
of course.
collapse behind you. So, unfortunately, it'll be useless.
Oh no! That is
Such is
absolutely devastating. So what was that? That was bone rune. Yeah, gotcha. Okay. So we're outside the forges now.
Right here.
Ooh.
Careful on the edges.
Yeah, edges are not my friends at the moment. I want to stay far away. Hug the wall, hug the wall. Oh, we're going back in. Nice. I do like... Oh, wow. Just came out of nowhere. Ah, he's one of those wind channels. Oh yeah, I can see his kind of embers.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to stay away from you. Going out the wind. Oof, oof.
So rather than having actual creatures in this location, we have these sort of souped-up vassals that have got these special weapons. In this case, they've got an old chariot wheel that they use as like a sort of plough and a weapon at the same time, and then these giant sort of mortar-launching, fire-headed furnace head dudes as well.
Yeah, that was literally just charged at me with this pointy chariot wheel. Oh, oh, another forge. You know what? If you've said I'm as low as I can go, I've got
Exactly.
the only way is up. The only way is up. Let's give it a go. Come on, lucky, lucky, lucky. Hey, hey!
You're looking all right here. This guy's got a few items still. He's got plenty of vigor. Doing a fair bit of damage.
Excellent, excellent. Oh. I want to pick something up actually. Oh, there's a guy over here. There's two. Oh. That wasn't great. I can hear the music starting to increase its tempo. Oh. Anything over here? Nope, that's a ledge. Keep away from that for sure. Oh, this way, yeah.
It's always nice when you start to hear the different noises that players make while they're playing a game. Because that's our objective at the end of the day, is to try and get people sort of making noises, emoting, screaming, and hopefully sort of screams of jubilant joy at the end of it. It was a nice write-up in PC Gamer where they were talking about, it was this dungeon in particular, in fact, and their hero of the moment was Gwen, who managed to rescue, I think it was all of their party who had almost been lost to this dungeon. And the fact that there was an absolute scream of triumphant joy as they then stood up and walked away to make a cup of tea to calm down afterwards. And that's what we want to get out of people, this investment into it. And all of the sort of the heartache is what leads into that and then builds into a really sort of unique moment for yourself.
I'm having some bad times at the moment.
Yeah.
This is not going well. I need to get all up in with this, I think. There we go, we've got a little bit of health back, not much. Ooh. That unfortunately didn't do much. I might need to get involved with some more combat. Whoa!
Yeah, combat
Whoa!
is, for the most part, the only way to get that health back.
Alright, we've stabilised a little bit. That fire-breathing head just came out of nowhere. Just like, hello. Whoa. Oh, no. Okay, he's on fire. I want to...
Yeah, the big cannon heads will cause friendly fire as well.
Okay. I'll point them in the right direction.
getting the hang of the ground smash here as well, which is good.
I'm full of items. What can I use something? Increase a warrior's strength. I'll save that for Morrigan maybe. Increase movement speed. That's, oh, I've got 2. Oh, okay. Well, I don't even know what that is. It could be useful, but it could be.
Nothing here will screw you over in the items.
Okay.
They're all beneficial and useful.
Give it a go. I was Willow Bark. Oh, fantastic. Increase my potential vigor.
I think you've actually hit maximum potential vigor.
Oh! I am moving very fast though. Oh, yeah, you're right. Oh no, I managed to get a few more bars out of him, Mark.
Nice.
Oh,
He's flying. I felt that.
oh. No! Oh, wow. I leapt clean off the edge.
Oh no!
Oh no! Oh wow!
Struck a fantastic pose in the process, though.
That was incredible.
You know, I was saying there's no items that cause you any harm here. I think it was because you had both of those speed up items that caused you to travel so fast you threw yourself off the edge.
I was just expecting a nice little leap onto this guy with a ground smash, and I launched myself clean off the edge. Oh, that was amazing. What a way to go, though. What a way to go. I felt I was getting close to Morrigan as well. I felt it. Oh. Well, I think with that, we'll leave the god slaying for the time being at the moment. Although I think we've done relatively well, actually.
I think you've done exceptionally well there. I think there were a few smart decisions. I know we had the big loss at Boadanu, but choosing the right sort of time to take a risk on something is part of the learning process. But yeah, no, we found an easier dungeon. We pushed through it.
Nice.
Oh, sorry, it wasn't we. It was you. It was all you.
Oh no, of course. Well, I think I'm going to need to improve on my parry as well. I didn't parry very much, and you know what? Even though I had that shield, I didn't actually use it. I was so focused. So I think harking back to what you said about just kind of like looking at the opportunities in detail, just taking into account your surroundings and what you have available to you is going to be the key. Because I will admit, I was really kind of focusing on, you know what, I'm going to push for this. I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna rescue my clan members. I'm gonna get this one down. And I think to the loss of the items that I could have potentially had with me, I had with me as well. So yeah, there's definitely a lot to take in with it.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed watching your efforts there, and I enjoyed your thinking. It is nice to see somebody get attached to a warrior that is sort of part of this randomized system. And the worst bit as well is I want to know what happened to Kylie's story. I want to know where that ends up.
Yeah.
I want to know if she actually gets to rescue Blair or not, or if somebody else does. Maybe Kylie's going to die somewhere along the way, and Blair will come out and be like, "Where's Kylie?"
Oh no, that's going to be heartbreaking. We left her, and she comes back and she's gone. Oh no. Well, yeah, I mean, if I manage to stay away from edges and leaping off them, then yeah, it's certainly going to be some of the next part of the chapter will unfold. But like I said, I think I'll leave the god slaying here for the moment, and we do have a few questions for you, Mark, if you feel up to engaging us with that Q&A session.
Absolutely, yeah.
Fantastic. Well, I will get that moved over. Brilliant, Mark. So, yeah, we've had a few questions which have come through on social media over the last few days since we've announced the lead up to the launch of God's Will 4 and the stream that we've got tonight. So, some of the questions that we've had come through, let me just bring those up now. So, yeah, we've had Luke from YouTube has asked, how many people worked on this game?
So it's been a sort of varying size. We are a small studio. At the moment, we're about 15 people, I think it is. We started off at less than that. It may even have been about 7 or 9-ish, I think. But once we got started into full production on it, we did very quickly realise, ooh, hang on, there's a lot more here than we thought, and if we really want to do this justice, we're going to have to get a bit more help. So we did contract out a lot more help, and we found some great people to help us out on that front. So yeah, it's been a varying team size. We were up to sort of 20 plus at one point, but now we're back down to about 15, I think it is.
Oh, fantastic! Thank you. Excellent, excellent. So we've also seen we've been able to obtain some new weapons and gear, but what level of extent of gear do we see? Is it up to kind of like the 4-star system that we've got, or do we see kind of like just available from gods? Will we get some from the overworld, of course?
Yeah, so it goes all the way up to 4 stars in the sort of standard rewards that you pull out of a dungeon when you beat one. But as we just caught a glimpse of there is that Great Forge within Morrigan's dungeon, which gives you a chance for a very rare item, which is a super forged weapon. So it does go up to an extra 5th tier.
Oh, excellent! Kind of Morrigan's
that is very rare.
Yeah, hence the 1 ingot, which unfortunately I've lost for for the time being. For the time being. So what challenges did you face with the development process? How did you find working from home?
Yeah, it was a real shame because we're really into the thick of development, and with any game that you develop, a lot of it, the sort of challenge is the sort of communication between the departments, and especially from my point of view as the designer, going back and forth between everybody. And as soon as you all have to separate out into different locations and just communicate via the internet, it causes a massive pain for you. Good example of it would be, for example, the animation on the sort of weapons and the enemy's attacks and whatnot. You'll often, if you were to peek through our window, you'll see myself or one of the animators stood holding a broom, swinging it around while people watch and take notes, because no, it needs to be a bit more like this, or over the head, and shaking it, which easy to do in the office, but once we're all separated out, it all just makes it a little bit more awkward and harder. So that's definitely been a sort of huge challenge for us. But you know, it's been great to see everybody chipping in. We've found different ways around some of these systems. Chris, one of our fantastic animators, he often sends me videos of him out in his back garden swinging things around over his head. And you've got to use whatever system works, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Thank you, thank you. We had another question from Mama S. Is there any way of knowing if you're an easy run or like a super hard run, other than kind of like losing the warriors in the run up to it? And what kind of indicators will give the dungeon, or give you an idea how hard the dungeon is?
So the difficulty of the dungeon determines a number of factors regarding the enemies themselves. So that's the amount of enemies, it's how much sort of health they have, how strong they are, the types of enemies. So you'll see some of the tougher enemies in the tougher dungeons, even the creatures. That's a really good indicator of whether or not you're at sort of somewhere near the halfway of the difficulty. If creatures start turning up, then you're definitely in the upper portions of the difficulty levels. So yeah, if you start to see creatures early on, back out, you're probably not going to do it. So yeah, those are the little indicators that you've got along the way. There's also the God health bar as well, so that sort of gives you a fair old identifier too.
Oh, brilliant, brilliant. One question we've been asked as well is, do you have a favourite gods?
I think my favourite has to be Loch Lannig, the bathtub boy, who we didn't get to show on stream there, unfortunately.
No.
Because I'm a fan of sort of enemies and creatures in games that just make you go, what is that? I've seen so many scary things. I've seen so many space marines and things that sort of just follow these sort of classic trappings of looking cool, or just looking scary and dangerous. And I really like when to see something and just not have a clue what it is and how it's going to attack me. In many cases, that's more sort of scary to see, because at least when it's got big teeth and claws, I know it's going to be swinging those things at me. But if it's a dude in a bathtub carried by all of his vassals, I have no idea what I'm up against, and that is actually more especially when I'm invested in this because I'm trying to save Kylie's best friend. So hearing people's responses to Bathtub Boy Loch Lannig is really great, and I think he's resonated with a lot of people, which is really great to see because a lot of hard work went into him.
Oh no, absolutely. With a lot of the kind of marketing materials I've seen with Bathtub Boy, he's an absolutely fantastically designed god. He's incredibly bizarre, of course, but absolutely surreal. It's absolutely fantastic. Do you have a few other questions as well? Will we be seeing Gods Will Fall for Xbox One and PS5?
Yes, we will. It's well, they're supported via backwards compatibility at the moment. We'll have to look into sort of how easily we can put together a specific build for those. So I can't sort of confirm that at the moment, but it should be playable on those platforms.
Okay, no, that's absolutely brilliant. Thank you for that. So that'll be hopefully something to look forward to, of course. I think I might have another question for you. Let's see. Yeah, we've explored some of the relationships with the clan members. So from what we've seen with the gameplay coming through with the story, we've got all these interactions between potential family members and potential friends. But do we see any kind of other relationships evolve with our clansfolk, or is it just going to be more towards taking vengeance or feeling loss at losing a member of your clan in a realm?
Yeah, it's the ones that you'll tend to see early on from the start are the sort of friendships and family sort of stuff, and the sort of fears and phobias. But there are other little ones that are even just solo stories. It might be somebody that believes they are absolutely guaranteed to sort of take out the god, and so the choices that you make in terms of whether or not you send them into a dungeon or not will start to have an effect on them. There's even ones where people will find if they've been left out for too long, so if they've watched a few people start to get picked, but not then, they'll start to feel like, oh, hang on, maybe I'm not a chosen one, maybe I shouldn't be used. So there's some little solo ones going on there as well. And these things sort of turn up sort of procedurally, so you won't see them all straight away.
No, brilliant. Well, thank you so much for, of course, answering the questions we've had through from the community. And, of course, thank you so much for joining me this evening, Mark. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you on board. My font of all lore knowledge in the sky, guiding me and also goading me as well. It's been a real pleasure to have you on board. We can't thank you enough. And, of course, we want to thank the community for being here with us as well tonight, for sharing us with this launch stream. Did you have any last words, of course, Mark, to share with us?
I suppose I should just reiterate once again, if you like an absolute challenge, something that isn't going to help you out along the way, and you enjoy the satisfaction that comes from beating that, then I would absolutely recommend you take a crack at Gods Will Fall, and like I said before, beat it and wipe that smug grin off my face.
Well, yeah, we are looking forward to seeing the first of the 10-10 clears coming through. But yeah, that could be any one of you been watching the stream tonight. Gods Will Fall, it has launched today. It is available now. You can pick it up on every platform. Head to godswillfall.com. You can pick it up there as well. Again, a massive thank you for Mark for joining us tonight. A massive thank you for all of you to coming and join us to stream. This week we've also had our Deep Silver Creator Collective has been launched too. It's the DSCC, Deep Silver Creator Collective. It's developed to support content creators large and small. So if you like the games you see, including Gods Will Fall, you want to get involved, get work with us, send an application through. That's at creators.deepsilver.com. Again, we can't thank you enough for joining us tonight. We'll be back with more Gods Will Fall on Tuesday next week. That will be myself, and we'll see if we can get Blair, see if we can redeem Kylie, of course. But just before we go, we'd like to leave you with our trailer. So hope you all have a fantastic night. Thank you.
Thank you.